Fisher of Men here. I'm making this video to explain what has happened to me going all the way back to 2012 to today when I just got out of jail about 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, for terrorist threats. And what really went down and the situation at hand. It all started back in 2012 when I joined a militia. I went to modernmilitiamovement.com, and that website is a collection of militia groups all over the country. So you can find a militia in your area, contact them, and join the militia. Well, I did that here in Las Vegas, and at the time I did not have transportation. So somebody from this militia group picked me up. I later found out he was an undercover FBI agent that picked me up. On the ride to the militia meeting, we had a good conversation about 9/11 being an inside job. And he seemed to not believe in that. He thought that 9/11 was actually done by terrorists, which I guess you can say that's true because our government are terrorists. So when we get to the militia meeting, a few things stuck out to me. He wanted my full name and address, he wanted a photocopy of my ID, a photocopy of my birth certificate, and my social security card. And names and phone numbers of my family members for emergency contacts in case something happens to me. Well, and their excuse for this was we need to do a background check to make sure we don't have any felons, any criminals joining this militia. Sounds reasonable enough, but the other thing that got me was the fact that at this meeting, they had a Freemason Masonic Lodge symbol on the wall of this garage that we were all meeting at. And so, because of a lot of discrepancies and the fact that they wanted me to pay a membership fee to be a part of this militia, which did not sit right with me. How do you have to pay a membership fee like it's some kind of club? I instantly thought, man, that's something the government would do because, they always want your money. And so I emailed the guy later on the next day, say, hey, look, man, I have a feeling that you're the feds. And he got so angry, he started cussing me out and saying, we're not the feds, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. We'll give you one last chance to join this militia. And I said, no, thank you. Then I repeatedly got emails from this one particular individual at this militia group saying that, hey, man, look, I understand if you don't want to be a part of this militia, but at the very least, we should spend some time together and go shooting from time to time and stay in touch. I told him, look, man, I don't trust anybody from this militia. I have a feeling this whole thing is an FBI operation, blah, blah, blah. And he was persistent. He kept wanting me to meet up with him and go shooting because he himself was an undercover FBI agent trying to keep tabs on me. And so a couple of days later, after I had decided not to join this militia, I'm walking to work and I was ambushed by about five undercover cop cars. About 8 people came out of the cars, with the guns drawn and all that, telling me to put my hands on my head. They patted me down. They put me in the car, and they drove me behind the building where they interrogated me for an hour and a half, asking me about my beliefs, asking me about Facebook posts, asking me about my emails, asking me about my personal beliefs. And it was Homeland Security and also the FBI. Ever since then, I guess you could say I've had a caseworker assigned to me. His name is Bill from Homeland Security. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's helped me out a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a few times I've been in jail and he helped get me out. But the thing is, this guy genuinely believes that terrorists exist in America. People who just want to go on suicide bomb runs and stuff like that. Now, I told him, look, dude, I don't know anybody like that. I don't hang out with people who are extremists like that, who want to go out and just indiscriminately kill people. Anyways, long story short, I had an unpaid traffic ticket for riding my bike on a sidewalk. Okay, so this is what gave them the reason to pull me over in the first place. Not because I had joined the militia, not because I had said anything alarming, but because I had an unpaid traffic ticket. And then they went into my house, my sister's house, and went into her room. They went into my room. I was renting a room off my sister at the time. where they ransacked my room and confiscated my rifle for safekeeping at the time. And they said, okay, look, we're not going to take you to jail if you cooperate. So, they went in my room, they took my gun, and they ransacked the whole place. They said, we just want the gun. We're not going to go through anything. We're not going to go through any personal property. But that's exactly what they did. They started ruffling through my things, my brother's stuff. And guess what? They ended up taking me to jail. They lied. Of course they lied. It's the FBI. And he's a 20-year Navy veteran. So he knew some people. So when the FBI came knocking on his door, looking for me, they wanted to confiscate all of his laptops and all of his computers and go through them. He said, no, you're not going to do that. Not without a subpoena. And so he told the FBI, give me a minute. I'm going to call my buddy from the FBI. I'm going to have him come down here and talk to me with you. So he calls his contact in the FBI. They all come back an hour later. They sit down and they discuss me with my uncle. And my uncle revealed to me that these guys were going to originally rough me up, whatever that means, beat me up, whatever. I give me the special treatment. And so my uncle told him, no, don't do that. Don't ruin his job. Don't do any of that stuff. They ended up taking me to jail. But thank God they did not rough me up. Until this day, I don't know what he meant by that. It can only mean one thing: they were going to beat me up. And because they hate my viewpoints, they hate my belief system, they hate what I stand for, and they just hate patriots. My uncle told me that this whole thing was an undercover FBI intelligence gathering operations where the FBI has set up fake militias all over the country. So this is where it all began, back in 2012. I'm now on the radar. I have a Homeland Security agent that keeps tabs on me from time to time. We've had coffee. We've gone out for coffee. We've gone out for lunch a couple of times. He's a nice guy, but I don't think he's 100% aware of what the heck is going on in America as far as his false flag attacks. Maybe he does know. Maybe there's things he knows that he can't talk about it. Maybe if he did talk about it, or if he did try to do anything to stop it, they might fire him, hurt his family. Who knows? I don't know. So about 8 or 9 months ago, the FBI goes to my brother's house looking for me regarding my YouTube channel. And up to this point, I have never given them any reason at all to put me in jail, put me in prison. Although Homeland Security did say, if I feel like you're a threat, I can put you in prison like that. Basically saying they can do whatever they want. That really alarmed me. And for the longest time, I distanced myself from this man, from Homeland Security. And so about 9 months ago, this detective, Kenneth Mead, went to my brother's apartment looking for me to question me about my YouTube channel. And I was not in Vegas at the time. I was in Reno, Nevada. And so, Bill, my name was brought up in a meeting with the FBI and Homeland Security multiple times. And Bill says, hey, I know this guy. Just put my name and my phone number on the back of your card. Leave it on the front door. Have him give me a call. So I bypassed the FBI. I called Bill from Homeland Security. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I heard the FBI went to my brother's house looking for me. What's this all about? And he said that my name had come up in a meeting with Homeland Security and the FBI, probably in Washington, D.C. Who knows? And I assured him, look, man, I promote the Second Amendment. I'm a patriot. I believe that we have the Second Amendment to defend our freedoms against enemies, both foreign and domestic. I explained to him, I told him where I stood. And he said, okay, all right, just don't do anything drastic. Don't say anything extreme in your videos. You'll be good. So this detective, Kenneth Mead, had already had it out for me for quite some time. And so I come back from Vegas. My wife ended up having a miscarriage. My truck was stolen by a homeless man whom I was trying to help. I bought the guy a room for the night so he can have somewhere to sleep. My truck key fell out of my pocket. He took the truck key and he stole the truck. And the truck had 2 AR-15s, an AK-47, a brand new $1,000 Asus laptop, and all of my wife's possessions were in that truck because we were staying in a hotel. The night before, my wife was like, maybe we should get all the stuff out of the truck. And I said, no, we'll do it tomorrow morning because we had a long day. We were tired. Big mistake. I should have took all the stuff. Anyways, so this homeless man steals our truck, and there's some other things that happened that I don't want to say because Detective Kenneth Mead might use it and twist it and pervert it and try to make it sound like it's something else that it's not. But let's just say there's a fire on the mountain we were staying at, and it forced my wife and I off the mountain. So we had gone through a lot of hard times in Reno within such a short amount of time. And so I came back from Reno feeling defeated, worn out, stressed out, distraught, and just tired, physically, mentally, spiritually. There's a lot more that happened that I left out just because it don't have enough time to go through all that, and I'm not going to give you my sob story. So I come back from Reno, and my wife and I had gotten into an altercation where we got into an argument. So I grabbed the truck key and I started to leave out the door, and she wanted to know where I was going at, and I wouldn't tell her where I was going to go, and so she tried to stop me from leaving the apartment. So there was an altercation. Police show up, take me in for domestic violence, but before they showed up, I decided to have a couple beers and make a drunken rant video. And in that video, I stated that if there's ever a civil war in America, I would use the Second Amendment to kill traitors in government. And I then went on to label the traitors in government as homosexual, Satanists, Illuminati members, etc., etc. Because the people who are traitors in this country, they're a bunch of faggots or a bunch of secret society members. And so in this video, I wasn't just targeting random, non-specific groups of gays and Satanists. Although Detective Kenneth Mead, that's what he told the news media. He didn't say anything to the news media about me targeting traitors and government. So this is a prime example of how the news media is used to twist, lie, and pervert and distort the truth. Even the judge in my case said that Mr. Cuellar is not a terrorist. He said it twice. And he also said Mr. Cuellar was targeting traitors and government whom he labeled as gays and Satanists. So even my judge clarified that to everybody. The detective in my case so desperately wanted to see me behind bars that he lied in the police report, he lied to the news media, and to this very day he's trying to use my wife against me. And so when I was taken in for the domestic violence charges, my wife she tried to drop the charges against me. But because of the YouTube video, they wanted to, the jail, the FBI wanted to keep me in prison. So they did not let her drop the domestic violence charges against me, even though they were BS. So by this time, the die had been cast. I was in jail. Google had taken down the video, sent a copy of the video to the detective in my case. Me knowing the next day that I made an intoxicated rant, I called my brother. I said, hey, Josh, please take down this video. I don't want my subscribers to see me like that. I was intoxicated. It's unprofessional. I already knew the detectives in my case had a copy of the video. Lo and behold, Google had already taken down the video. So the detective in the case did me dirty and tried to charge me with bogus charges for attempting to destroy evidence, which no evidence was destroyed, and attempting to commit a crime, double jeopardy. And he told me if I didn't take a plea deal, he would press charges against my brother. So now my family's in the mix. They put my brother's name in the newspaper, and next to mine. Fox 5 labeled me a Christian terrorist. One of the CEOs came in and said, Bryce, I saw you on the news. I was like, no. And he pulled it up on the Fox 5 News website, and he showed me, like, dude, that's crazy, man. It's crazy because about 2 years ago, I was thinking to myself, you know what if one day I was known as the first Christian terrorist in America? Because I knew, given the content in my YouTube channel and being a hardcore patriot and being a Christian, and getting a lot of views that it was possibly a matter of time before the FBI tried to label me as a Christian terrorist. Lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. And so they put me on Channel 8 News, Channel 5 News, Channel 13 News. I was in the Las Vegas Review Journal, the Las Vegas Sun, multiple. Some guy had come in from Mississippi because he had warrants out here in Vegas. He's like, dude, I saw you on TV in Mississippi. So they had me on news all over the country. If you Google my name, there's probably hundreds of news reports about my case. All of them saying that I wanted to kill faggots and gays and Quasar wants to kill Satanists and a mass shooting was just stopped. The whole thing was ridiculous. So this was nothing more than this FBI agent being used to target patriots and constitutionalists and Christians as well. That's what happened. That's the truth about what really went down. Okay, I did not, although I was intoxicated in the video, I did not say I just want to go out there and start killing gays and Satanists. That's not what I said. And he twisted my words around. And so did the media. I talked to Channel 13 News yesterday, Fox 5 News, and they never got back to me because they don't. I told them, hey, I have the original video. If you guys want to watch it for yourself and make a new news report to clear my name in the eyes of the public, now's your chance. They tried to interview me when I was in jail. I said no. But now that I'm a free man and I have access to the original video that got me in jail, I gave them the opportunity to watch the video and to do a brand new news story about what really was said in this video. But of course, they're not going to do that. It's not going to serve the needs and the purposes of a new world order, and it's going to embarrass Kenneth Meade. This satanic evil puppet probably has a lot of friends, and the news media has been with the Las Vegas FBI for 20 years now. And till this day, he's still trying to put me back in jail. He's trying to hit me with more charges, and he's trying to use my wife to do that. That's what happened. That's how it all started back in. If you're going to join any militias, don't join any mainstream militias. It's probably safe to say that 99.99% of the known militia groups out there have been infiltrated by the FBI. Or the FBI themselves started up these fake militias all over the country. If you're going to join a militia, start your own militia. Make sure you know the people personally, such as friends and family members, who are in the militia. Don't advertise it. Don't talk about it on the internet. Don't make it known. Don't make it public, because the FBI will use that as an opportunity to infiltrate your militia, plant fake evidence, and try to get you to do illegal activities. That's what happened in Ruby Ridge, when an undercover FBI agent asked this guy to saw off the shotgun that he had. Long story short, don't join any militias. Start your own militia. Make sure you know everybody personally. Make sure make sure if you do invite somebody that's outside the group, do a background check on this guy. Make sure he's not a cop. Make sure he's not an FBI agent. People will say, well, if you have nothing to hide, what's the problem? The problem is they're not there to join the militia. They're there to babysit you and to keep tabs on you and to report to their boss your daily activities. If an undercover FBI agent joins your militia, don't use that my mentality where I got nothing to hide. Yeah, come on in. No, don't do that. They're not there because they want to help. They're not there because they're patriots. They're there to babysit you and possibly even try to get you to do illegal activities to shut down the operation. Run background checks. Make sure they're not cops. Make sure they're not undercover FBI agents. Ask them to see their IDs so they don't have a cop ID. You need to go through great lengths to make sure that your militia is not infiltrated by the FBI. That's how serious this is, guys. That's how bad times have gotten. So, with that being said, That's really all I have to say right now. Fisher of Men. God bless.